Why Sunderland?
I've always worked in Sunderland. I was born here. I've always lived here. I've always worked in tech. I've always worked in a tech background. I love Sunderland. I couldn't imagine being anywhere else.
Well, I'm from Sunderland. I'm very passionate about my home city. I've travelled around the world with music and I've been very lucky and privileged to do that.
Well, I'm married to crazy Sunderland fan who also project managed, this new stadium. He was working there. So we could not live in Newcastle. It's Sunderland.
I was born in Sunderland, I've got family in Sunderland, and I plan on making a future here in Sunderland.
We are unique. We want to bring people together. We want to empower women. We want to bring communities together, and we want to show people that Sunderland is a place where it's wonderful and people are friendly and welcoming.
The people of Sunderland are very acceptable, no matter what religious background you come from. They are very warm people.
There was a perception that for years we've punched above our weight with creators and musicians and tour managers and logistic companies, all from Sunderland, working around the globe. So I'm very proud to be from Sunderland.
Coming into the city, I really recognise its strengths and its joys. I've loved living here for 12 years with my kids, seeing how they're the sort of people they've grown up into.
We're all makers, we're Mackams, that's where the terminology comes from.
And I don't think you'll find anybody so warm. You can see that from customers coming here. They respect you, they adapt you in the city, and I think the riots in the city were a storm in a teacup, and basically people in Sunderland are very resilient to that.
It's something different about this place. It's people friendly, people open, people ready to help.
I think it's a place that I feel to give back, especially with 40 from what I got. I know that I won't give it to the fullest, but if I can just give it to one person or two, for me that is fulfilling.
Oh, well, did I mention the beaches? Mm-hmm. I think I remember the first time I saw dolphins, and I just thought, I can't believe I live in a city where there's dolphins. You know?
What else I like about Sunderland? Seacoast. I'll just like sea. Just if I have a bad day, I jump in car and just drive to Sunderland and go to the beach.
If you go in the town in Sunderland, there are hundreds and hundreds of foreign people now living in Sunderland, and they have been adopted as a part of the culture of Sunderland city.
I think we've got lots to be proud of in Sunderland, but perhaps we don't shout about it enough. We're just that kind of people, quite bashful, we're quite reluctant to shout it from the rooftops. But if we did, the potential of Sunderland as a city is crazy, really. It's really crazy, and I really feel now, because of the physical development and the culture change within the mindsets of the people, that it's a great place to be.
People started to ask me to teach, and that's how it started.
It's a fairly small company. It's not as big as all the other companies in the area.
Sunderland Music City is all about the development and encouragement of emerging talent.
These small businesses give opportunities to younger people.
There's a real sort of range of activities that go on here, so depending on who you are, with people, this place is something different.
My name is Lina Archbold, and the work I do, I'm self-employed textile artist. I run online and in person filmmaking and textile school, and I teach people from around the world, mainly filmmaking.
I do lots of different things. I guess the main two things I do is I work for Sunderland Music City and Sunderland DFC. So with Sunderland Music City, we're trying to get Sunderland established as a music city internationally in status. There's lots of work and research and connectivity, kind of networking has to go on with that kind of side of my job. On a weekend, I get to pretend I'm a commentator for Sunderland AFC. I've worked for Sunderland AFC for a number of years now, doing all sorts of things from the concerts all the way through to some media duties and even announcing inside the stadium as well.
Hi, I'm George. I work for Advanced Electric Machines as an engineering technician. We design and manufacture electric motors for commercial vehicles.
My name's Arfat. I'm a process engineer here. I think Sunderland has got a massive sort of industry in terms of engineering and automotive engineering, which is what I graduated in university.
Well, my name's Michael McKnight and I play the guitar in a band called Frankie and the Heartstrings, and the thing that I do in the city is sort of run this place that we're sat in now, which is a music venue and cafe called Pop Rex, and here we have loads of different community activities going on.
One of the the kind of fundamental foundations of the initial Pop Rex store as well, when we set it up, was that it should be a stage where everyone has access to and anyone can ask to play a gig there, and it's a kind of philosophy which is still going, and an ethos which still is here with Pop Rex as well.
I've been practicing felt making for 13 years, since 2011. Mainly first creating and selling. I had a brand, Lean Archibald Textile Art and Design, and I used to create and sell scarves, wearable art.
I think what I'm proud about is actually working at AEM, Advanced Electrical Machines.
It's great to see that they're just taking on experienced people and letting people develop and learn alongside growing with the company.
You've got a lot of manufacturing companies, tier one, you've got Nissan just around the corner. But we're not going to be as big as them this quick. Since it's a new company, what we're trying to do is get our product out there nationally or even globally and sort of get recognised, and with that recognition, people will realise that, hang on, these motors come out from Sunderland. So it kind of puts Sunderland in the spotlight with this company, which is a positive for the company and as well as Sunderland.
People who grew up in Sunderland see success is actually moving away, so you go through college and a lot of people have an ambition to sort of if you do well to sort of maybe go away to uni to Leeds or Manchester, and they're really cool places. But for Sunderland to grow as a city, it needs to somehow retain the talent it's got.
Those initial first steps as well, getting instruments in hands of children who have never had access to instruments before, maybe just exposing them to different types of music as well, and who knows where that might go. Music's so powerful, and if you fall in love with music, it can change your life really. So yeah, it's amazingly important to make sure that people come through have accessibility and also encouragement from people who've gone before them.
Teaching in person, and I had people coming from other countries. That's how I also moved online, teaching online. So teaching people from around the world. I think I have the student in every country now.
I think I'll be most proud if we get there in status next year as a music city. So early next year, the first quarter of next year, we're going to apply to be part of the Music Cities network, which would immediately mean that we are a music city. We would join cities like Berlin, Hamburg, Aarhus, Bergen, Copenhagen, Valencia, Reykjavik, and Manchester, which is the only music city in the UK with the Music Cities network, in the European network. So we would join them cities immediately. Sunderland would be recognised internationally as a music city, and I think that would be the most proud moment, I think.
Advanced Electric Machines give me a good opportunity and allow me to develop and train. With that, I have had 3 young lads in for the work placement, and I give back all the knowledge and time that EM give me back to them. So giving back to the community and helping younger people develop is what I'm proud of.
Sunderland Council created these beautiful studios. To find good art studio can be a problem. And I fall in love with Art Centre Washington.
You know, I really love the city. You know, I'd only ever see anything positive about it because I think it's a sort of great place to live, you know, to study or to, you know, I think it'll be a place people will start moving to because it's, you know, from where we're sat now, you're only 10 minutes from beautiful beaches, 10 minutes from the countryside. I think there's lots of sort of great businesses opening in the city centre. Spend your money as well.
I hope to make a difference by showing people out there from all different ages, races, cultures that there are places like this. They might be small, but there are employers and businesses that are small but can give you massive opportunities in terms of like a good career.
We are very much a different kind of city. We're all makers, we're Macums, you know, that's where the terminology comes from. We used to build ships and have coal mines. Now we are, you know, we still working with our hands, but we're creating music. You know, we've got amazingly talented artists around the city, and it's getting bigger and better all the time. We're going to have, you know, studios down by the river as well. You know, world-class studios. We've got world-class venues now, and it just feels right now. You can see Sunderland physically changing.
This is the only place in the United Kingdom where, of all of our 200 centres that's delivering education programmes, where students are studying at the home of British Sheepfolds.
To see people who've never had their work even put on a wall before, see it exhibited, it was brilliant.
We want to get all types of communities involved as well. There's a lot of communities that live in the area now, so it's for everyone, it's a place for everyone.
But it was when we landed in Sunderland and we met with the Sunderland Council, we met with the football club, we met with the people of the city and the big businesses. We saw some really exciting things happening here.
Giving football opportunities to people that may not necessarily have the funding or backing other parents to be able to do so, we're hoping to give that to them, and hopefully we can do that for free.
We run a company called Media Savvy, and they provide educational courses for people, and we were noticing that a lot of those people are in vulnerable positions and they weren't then going on to get employment. We work as a community hub, but we're also a bar and a cafe as well. We run in drop-in centres for digital skills, so if somebody doesn't have access to the internet, we provide that in drop-in centres. We use Diego's as a hub for those things.
My name's David Nicholson, I'm the chairman of Sunderland City Junior Football Club. I currently coach a number of sessions for girls, boys and for disabled children. I also run an under-15s football team, and we offer football for all within the Sunderland area. We're currently taking over the lease of Sunderland EFC's first ever home ground. This is going to become the official home of Sunderland City Juniors in collaboration with Invigorate.
My name's Gav Willis. We met about 2-3 years ago through golf, and we decided to take this project on really for the community, but more so with Sunderland City Juniors in mind.
Yeah, my name's Ben Smith. I probably can tell I'm not from around here, but I moved to the area about 20 years ago.
Yeah, hi, I'm Dave Martin. I'm Senior Vice President at British Sheepfolds.
I'm Head of Education. My name's Callum Neal, and
I lead on all of our work now across education with our network of schools, colleges, universities, education partners, and importantly for me and for us, this is about trying to create opportunities for young people and then for people that might be adults who are looking to transition into an industry or develop their career prospects.
I see a great thriving creative industry is possible here, but we need to let people know that it's all right to be part of those industries, and I don't think we've done a very good job of that yet. So I'm going to stay and do that.
My motivation to do this was to give the kids the chances that I perhaps didn't have either when I was younger. I was from quite a poor family, quite a large family, and you see it day in, day out, having worked in schools for 15 years as well. There's certain children that have the opportunities but don't take them, but the children who don't necessarily get the opportunities want them.
So me being able to give these opportunities to not just my own children, but to boys, girls, anyone from within Sunderland is something that I really, really enjoy doing, and seeing X amount of people turn up to our sessions every single week. That's my motivation behind it, and I only wanted to get bigger and grow.
We saw the development of the infrastructure that's happening, all of the growth. I think anyone who walks through this city will see the amount of investment that's going in to bricks and mortar. But on top of that, it was the digital ambitions of the city. It was what it was doing in terms of 5G, in terms of Internet of Things, in terms of really investing in tech and investing in education and growth. So for us, we met with the council. They were brilliant with us, and they supported us on our journey, and that really sealed the deal for us. And we kind of took the whole thing together, meeting with the football club and seeing their ambitions, and we said this is the home for us and should be the home for the long term.
I'm particularly proud of my art group because it's free for anybody and anybody can access it. All the materials are free, and we've just had an exhibition as part of Sunderland Art Trail.
The bit that we're most proud of is now the inclusivity of the football club. Like I say, 18 months ago we introduced girls football into it, and then once we had a young girl called Avril come along to the Wildcat session, she had some issues which in the Wildcat session wasn't suitable for her, and from her that's where the Comet session, the disability football, came along. We then could offer the football for all. We now have up to 15 children coming along to these disability footballs. The girls football has up to 30 at times.
We're here for the long term. We've made a significant investment. We have 20 staff here now. We started with none 2 years ago. We have 20 staff. We'll have 35 by the middle of next year. We'll have an arena right next to the Stadium of Light. We will have the facilities here in the city centre, which is a business and innovation hub, but it's also a place where the best teams from all over the world will come and stay. And this for us is a long-term investment, that developing esports within the UK, but particularly within the North East and then within Sunderland, and we're very excited about it.
We know, being involved in football and obviously being big football fans, we know how much the sport can bring people together, and if we can help not just break down the financial barriers, but obviously break down barriers of the cultural barriers or the religious barriers, or the stereotypical barriers that have existed in these type of communities for years, then we'll have, we bring one set of children together, then we've done our job as far as we're concerned.
The amount of people that we now have within the football club, we're hoping to give them a lifelong love of football. Not necessarily playing, but going to watch the local teams, whether that be Sunderland FC itself, even Gateshead, South Shields, and as far on as Newcastle for some. So it's just the passion of the people that's down here for football, and that's why we do it down here.
It's an international language, isn't it? So we can get the kids, and then hopefully we'll get the parents as well, communicating and working and living together as well. It'll be such a great opportunity to do that, and if we can get people working, playing together, making new friends, then we've done our bit.
So for me, it's always been about helping people. So I've been passionate about people.
My simple ethos is to engage with people, help them.
So there's an exciting project coming up which will make a real big difference to Sunderland.
Sunderland deserve nice things too. Like I say, I had to travel everywhere to get something cool like this.
So my role as Vice Chair is part of a board of directors, and our role is to seek assurance from the Chief Executive Officer and the wider executive team in terms of our mission, in terms of our vision of excellence in all that we do, and in terms of our values, all of which are designed to make sure that the people and communities that we work with get the very best they can out of all of us.
I worked in Sunderland for the last 35 years. That my father's ambition when I was born in Uganda was to educate me in England, for the simple reason that England is the best country for education for people coming from overseas.
So my name's Jenny Lambert. I'm the Public Engagement and Learning Manager for the Museum and Winter Gardens in Sunderland. So my role involves engaging communities and audiences with the collections and exhibitions at Sunderland Museum and Winter Gardens.
So I'm Danny, I'm the area manager of Space Bar, and I sort of just oversee things here. Well, it's sort of my dream bar. Every time I had to go to a bar like this, it would be to travel. I'd have to go to Newcastle or Leeds, and I just wanted to bring something cool to Sunderland. So I wanted to get all the stuff I'd learned from different arcade bars and different gaming bars and bring it here to my hometown.
The motivation behind what I do at South Tyneside and Sunderland NHS Foundation Trust, well, it's right here actually. All of the services we offer for the people who come to our trust, for our patients, for their families, for the wider community. It's all about excellence in all we do.
We're very much focused on the Sunderland people and the community. So people who pay their council tax in Sunderland and people who work in Sunderland, you know, our role is really to provide a really exciting offer for them.
My biggest achievement was the support the people in Southwick gave me in Sunderland. I was awarded MBE by Her Majesty at Buckingham Palace. And then after that, I also met Prince Charles, who is our king now, and that is the biggest achievement in my life.
So that really motivates me, this ability to be able to help people, especially those who are most vulnerable, to really do the best they can to have a really, really fulfilling life.
One of the groups that I support is called the Celebrate Different Collective, which is young people aged 13 to 25 years. So they're Sunderland Culture's young arts leaders. Things like pride events that we've helped to coordinate. A lot of those young people are on the autism spectrum and they find that those events are not suitable for them. So I'm really proud that we've been able to work alongside the Celebrate Different Collective and put on some neurodiverse and safe pride events.
This is a wonderful place. Sunderland is such a thriving place. It's an ambitious place. It's full of people who want this city to be the very best it can be.
We're very fortunate to have been awarded some funding to work from the National Lottery Heritage Fund to develop a kind of bid to redevelop the galleries and the spaces in the museum.
I'm also chairman of NSPCC in Sunderland, where I raised money. I raised something like £27,000 before COVID, and that was money spent in Sunderland to look after the children, vulnerable children in Sunderland.
So it's very much about helping people and get to the point where we can provide as much support as we can to people and communities.
It's going to Bangladesh and realising how incredibly lucky I am to be living in Sunderland.
The more I can get that message out there in regards of what Sunderland's all about, I think is important.
There are people who have come, they might look like they don't belong here, but they do belong here because they have got something to give.
I've got a commitment to social justice. I believe that places can be better than they perhaps have been in the past.
But these are the brightest and best from their countries because they're the only ones that have got the resilience to get here.
So I run Women's Community Boutique, and Women's Community Boutique is about empowering women, bringing communities together and being environmentally sustainable. The motivation behind what we do is looking around us and seeing that we have such a rich and diverse culture of people, and it was about bringing them together and looking after our planet at the same time.
I am Fanny Nagambi and I'm the manager for Friends of the Drop-In for asylum seekers and refugees in Sunderland. And we look after asylum seekers who have been dispersed to Sunderland. We are the first point of contact, so we get their consent forms from mayors and then we register we register them and then we help them. And also our main aim is to make them integrate into the community of Sunderland, and we also look at their mental well-being and health.
Hello, my name is Reverend Chris Howson. I'm a chaplain to the University of Sunderland and one of the Minster team here in Sunderland Minster. It's mostly supporting our students in their studies and helping them through some of the life changes that they kind of encounter in life.
The role I'm in at the present moment is I'm coach for Sunderland University. A lot of the things which I've been involved in is something which I've believed in, but also I've got beliefs in obviously tackling racism in society, and that's something which I've been doing for over 25 years. And again, I just think that education is key.
I think to work with asylum seekers and refugees in Sunderland it's very rewarding and kind of easy to do in a way, because the local community, there's so much support.
Seeing how resilient those people were. The world is your oyster in this country and it's just finding it.
I was a service user, so I know exactly what 4D gives. So I started as a service user. I came to Sunderland, was dispersed to Sunderland in 2016. Came and I was taught about 4D, the work they do actually before I arrived into Sunderland.
We help with the well-being, physical and mental health of asylum seekers. We help to integrate them in the local community, and some of the local groups that we integrate them with are very, very welcoming and kind. So it's easy and quite rewarding work to do.
The motivation behind what I do, obviously I've been involved in sport for the majority of my life, and also the experience which I've gathered over the years. I've tried to pass that on to up-and-coming young people. I'm a patron of Show Raising Red Card. You know, what we try to do is educate people in regards of terminology, what words you should be using.
I think I came to Sunderland because I recognised it was a city that had some great strengths, but also had some needs that I thought I could actually help with. Coming from Bradford, which is a very multicultural city, I think one of my aims was to help Sunderland University and the city sort of move into being a more multicultural age. So not only do I work as a chaplain to the university, but I'm the co-chair at the Sunderland Interfaith Forum.
Every experience for me, whether it's been positive or negative, I have used those experiences then to build on something else.
Children that come and English is there. It's not their first language, but how with their resilience they develop and go into school, primary school, and they start speaking, and I use them to interpret when I want to speak to their parents.
I think one of the things that are perhaps more memorable to me is when we started this business, and it was a photo shoot that we did, and the photo shoot was about building confidence for women, getting them in clothes, but not only that, what we found was when they had left, they were so much more uplifted, they were happier, they made connections, and 2 years on, these women are still connecting with us. So that was a moment that really said to us, actually this is working.
I've been able to educate myself regarding racism and what race it affects everybody. It's not just me of the colour of skin, it could be your religion, it could be your nationality, and also it can be your culture as well.
Determined to root out things, racism, homophobia, the things that kind of don't make our city a welcoming and a loving place. So I work with a whole team of people to work on those kind of issues.
There's people from 30 countries here every week, at least, probably. And the total number of countries from which people come in Sunderland is, well over 50, I would think. And you think, all these people, they've all got stories, which you never ask, but if they might want to tell you.
And also to see people, I've been there for some time to see a child born to start school. We've become like part of the family, and you see them now, they're in secondary schools, and their testimonies that come out of it. That's being part of that community has been amazing and fulfilling.
you know, what I've been able to do then is take my experiences around into schools, colleges, around the country as well. I've been able to hopefully, you know, put the message out there in regards of Sunderland as a city. And I think it's important to put that message across.
I want people to see the positive side of Sunderland, and often we see women struggling, whether it's economic or it's mental health, and we want to help with those things.
Three positive words about Sunderland.
It's welcoming,
adaptable,
Progress.
Creative.
Friendly. Strong community.
vibrant,
Friendly.
Scenic.
Green spaces.
See.
kind,
Melody.
Welcoming.
Friendly.
People.
Up and coming city.
Investment.
Place. Community.
Sanctuary.
And welcoming.
Innovation.
Hunger.
Perseverance.
Authentic.
and supportive.
Growing.
Distinctive. People.
Ambitious.
Diverse.
Regeneration.
Decency.
Resilience.
Inclusive.
Unpretentious.
Community.
Joy.
Friendly.
and cultured.
Pride.
And love.
Innovation.
Resilient.
Education.
Reignited.
Passionate.
Sport.
Football.
Hardworking.
Underestimated.
Self-reinventing.
And enterprising.
Community.
Growth.
The people.
Home.
And a lovely place to live.
Commitment. If you put in the work and you put in the commitment, you'll definitely go places.